Something in your life has fallen apart, and the hardest part is not even what you lost. It is that you don't know what comes next. You keep looking at what happened, trying to understand how something you thought was secure could suddenly become uncertain. You want somebody to tell you that everything will be okay. You want somebody to promise you that something better is coming. But nobody can honestly promise you that. And that is where hope becomes difficult, because we often confuse hope with certainty. We think having hope means believing everything will work out exactly the way we want it to. But life doesn't give you that kind of guarantee. A door closes and you genuinely don't know what will open next. Something you built collapses and you don't immediately have another thing to build. You just have to stand in the middle of what has changed and admit that you don't know what happens from here. That doesn't mean your life is over. It means you are standing in a place where the future has not introduced itself yet. There is something very human about wanting to rebuild immediately. The moment something breaks, you start searching for a replacement. You start searching for anything that can make you feel certain again. But you don't need another certainty. Maybe you need to stop pretending that you already know what comes next. Because what fell apart was real. What you lost was real. And you don't have to call it a blessing before you have even had time to understand what it meant to you. You don't have to pretend you are grateful for the pain. You don't have to convince yourself that everything happens for a reason. You can simply tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself that this has happened, this has changed you, and you don't know what comes next. That is not hopelessness, that is honesty. And maybe hope is not believing that everything will work out. Maybe hope is refusing to decide that because something went wrong today, then something else must go wrong tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow will bring, but you also don't know what it won't bring. Let today be today. Let what ended be what ended, and leave tomorrow enough room to surprise you. Because the future doesn't begin with an answer. It begins with you standing in the ruins of what you thought your life would be, and realizing that the ruins are not the whole story. Don't let today's pain become tomorrow's identity.